Welcome back to the Sunday Sports Zone. UNF head basketball coach Matthew Driscoll joins us here. Matthew, a little different situation for you guys this year. You're a known quantity. How have your guys reacted to that?
Well, and it's interesting you say that. In all my years of coaching, in the places that I've been in some high-level schools, and I always wanted to get to a place where you were kind of that way and where people
You're no longer hunting, you're the hunted.
Well, and people are raising their level. No matter whom you're playing, they're all raising their level to play against you and to play even the high-level teams. You know, the Daytons, the LSUs, you know, St. Louis, Louisville. I mean, they raised their level tremendously high with a great first half and just couldn't control the rebounding down. But it's a different mindset, but we talk about it, Sam. The one thing that we're really good about is we're not allowing the elephant to be in the room. We never have. It's part of our culture. And we talk about who we are, what we do, who we think we are, and who other people think we are. You know, because if you're patting them on the back and they're reading Twitter and Snapchat and all that stuff, I can't assume that they're not getting that stuff. So why walk on eggshells? Let's kind of throw it out there and talk about it.
You've always gone on the road ever since you took the program over. You wanted to play everybody, and you were willing to go on the road, play big schools, see how you were. There were times early on in your career at UNF where your team could have played as well as it could have, you still wouldn't have won. It's not the case anymore. When you guys play well, you give everybody a game.
Yeah, you know, 11 wins this year obviously is great as a milestone for us, but the process that we put in place from the beginning is to play that level of schedule. Twofold. Number one, we got to bring a lot of money for the athletic department. But number two, to play that level to prepare us and to get to that level of working your way to the upper echelon, working your way up the ladder, and then once you get there, what can you do with that? Who can you beat? Illinois, Purdue. Who can you beat if you get a chance to advance into the NCAA tournament and present that resume as you move forward? And I think a lot like the Jaguars. I mean, you look at the Jaguars and you say to yourself, okay, where are they right now? What are they about to do right now? So that process in which they've gone through has to become the culture. And there has to be a marriage between the two. And that's something we really have going on right now. Our guys really love each other, and there's a great bond between those guys. And personally, I believe the more you have that bond and the more you have that love, chemistry, I think is what they like to call in the athletic world. I like to call it love. You can really do some special things and grow through it.
Tom Coughlin told me once, no team can be super successful without having a true affection for one another. And I absolutely believe that. But have you gotten to the point where you're almost too good where people don't want to play you now?
You know, I was worried about that coming into this year, obviously, with all the talent we had coming back. But what's crazy is because of the way the NCAA has gone, you know, like all the teams that are on the bubble and just miss and RPI was a couple points off and what am I going to do? Those teams want to play us. And, Sam, what's even better, and Coach Moon loves it, is they want to pay us.
They want to pay us to come there.
So we've really been blessed. I really thought it was going to go the other way. Like, man, that's going to be difficult.
Well, it's because you guys, if you beat them, it's not a bad loss because you're a good team in your own right.
Correct. And then what we do moving forward, or the possibilities of what we could do, I should say, moving forward.
Potentially going to the tournament as well. So, you know, obviously we followed Bo Beach's career when he was in high school, and all of a sudden, what did he grow, 6 inches? Or
he's 6'9" now with shoes on.
Maybe grew 5 inches. And I saw a tweet from one of your opponents the other day. The guy said, hey, I was pretty happy when we took the floor until I saw UNF warm up and they swished like 16 consecutive threes in practice. How dependent are you on that shot?
Very. It's a huge part of what we do. We've evolved to it. You know, the loss of Romello Banks, Andy Diaz, Travis Wallace were 2 back-to-back 1,000-point scores that we had on the inside. We really could pound it and then stretch you. But without Romello Banks, we don't really have a true inside interior presence right now. Bebe Daniels has done some work, MVP of the tournament, but it's not the same. So what we've done is we figured, you know what, if them dudes at 6'7", 6'8", and Bo with 6'9" can shoot threes, you've got to guard us. So come on out to the perimeter.
Come on out there.
And those dudes can handle the rock. Chris Davenport has 51 assists this year already. So because of their skill set, we've decided to evolve into this. So it is a huge part. We made 11 yesterday, and we've made 17, maybe 19 a couple times, whatever. 17, I think, against Illinois. But if you have those kind of players, why not do it? It isn't like we're doing it just to do it.
Yeah, but that's also, Matthew, that's how the game's evolved as well,
Yeah.
right? I mean, if you look at it, you look back into the 80s and 90s. I mean, you had centers like Shaq and before that Kareem, where you threw the ball in the middle and everything worked out of that. Now, with the advent of guys like Kevin Durant, who are 6'11" and can shoot it, handle it, run the floor.
And coach against him.
Right, right. I mean, those are the kinds of players that are now becoming available to play in college, and you have some of them on your team.
And you look at Golden State.
Sure.
I mean, you're talking about sometimes they don't even have a guy bigger than 6'8".
Right.
You know, so it has evolved. And to Bo's credit, you know, you talk about Bo Beach, and you kind of brought up Bo Beach, obviously a local guy.
Mm-hmm.
Bo has a lot of courage, Sam, and here's why I say that. And I think it's important that people know this. Like, he came here when it wasn't pretty to come here.
Mm-hmm.
He came here and he could have went to some higher level schools that had a little bit better basketball reputations, but he chose to do something because he felt in his heart. And then he went out and put NBA on his license plate. And that takes a lot of courage to do that.
That's right.
Because you're going to UNF, the program is, and now he's put himself in position because of his size, ability to stretch the floor. A lot of people have come to see him.
Sure.
And have liked him and have followed him as well, too. So Bo, to his credit, he's done something. What we did is we compared him to Adam Morrison at Gonzaga,
right.
Gordon Hayward that went up and played at Butler.
Better shooter than Adam Morrison.
But my point is, a local kid says, you know, Seth Curry.
Sure.
You know, Steph Curry could have went to some other places and not stayed so close to home, but he did, and he developed that and has a great love for his family. So he got a lot of courage to do what he did. And I'm glad you brought him up because he's got a chance and he has grown. That really helps.
It's amazing. Every time I see him, it's like, what is happening to you?
And I think he's got another spurt.
Yeah, you think so?
I think.
That'd be something. Go see UNF play. You will not be disappointed. Only if you want to see guys give 100% the entire 40 minutes. That's what I love about watching your teams.
Thanks.
They never back off. They go all the time. They'll go anywhere to play anybody. It's fun to be able to say, hey, yeah, I know those guys.
January 9th, JU at home, our next home game.
The River City Rumble.
Yep, 7
That's
o'clock.
Right, coming up. Matthew, thank you.
Thanks,
As
Sam.
always, great
Appreciate
to see you.